Hello everyone, you all are again welcome at Selective Chem classes with module number 6. Yesterday we had discussed about the ideal and non-ideal solutions, and in case of non-ideal solution we had covered non-ideal solution showing positive deviation from ideality and the non-ideal solution showing negative deviation from ideality. Today we are going to start with next topic, azeotropes or azeotropic mixture. Now what is azeotrope? Actually azeotropes or the azeotropic mixture, these are the liquid mixtures which boils like a pure liquid, and such mixtures they have definite composition and they boils like a pure liquid and have definite boiling point along with the definite composition. So let's define azeotropes. Azeotropes are defined as the liquid mixtures. These are defined as the liquid mixtures which have definite composition, which have definite composition and which boils like a pure liquid and have definite boiling point So we are to keep in mind that actually these are the liquid mixtures, first thing, and they possess definite composition. It means amount of solute and solvent, they have been mixed up in definite proportion or in definite composition, and which boils like a pure liquid with definite boiling point, you can say. As water has definite boiling point that it boils at 100 degrees Celsius, similarly the azeotropic mixture will boil at a particular temperature, have definite boiling point. So azeotropic mixtures are of two types. Let's explain them one by one. The first type of azeotropic mixture is minimum boiling azeotrope. Minimum boiling azeotropes. Yesterday we had discussed about the non-ideal solution showing the positive deviation from ideality. It means the solutions or the non-ideal solutions showing positive deviation from ideality, they form minimum boiling azeotropes. Minimum boiling azeotropes. In such liquid mixtures, the AB interaction is weak as compared to AA and BB interaction. It means the solute-solute interaction or solvent-solvent interaction that is greater as compared to solute-solvent interaction. Here, due to the weak interaction of AB, these can easily form vapors and have less boiling point. That's why they are named as minimum boiling azeotrophs. For example, we are having ethyl alcohol and water. Water plus ethyl alcohol. Here, this is called azeotrophic mixture and it has definite composition that is 96.4%. It has composition and we are having water, it has boiling point 373 Kelvin. Ethyl alcohol, its temperature is 351.3 Kelvin. And when we are talking about the AB mixture or the azeotropic mixture, then its boiling point comes out to be 351.1 Kelvin. As we see that the boiling point of this azeotrophic mixture is less than both the component, either water or ethyl alcohol. It is less than this and the composition is fixed, that is 96.4%. Now let's shift to the second azeotrophic mixture, that is maximum boiling azeotroph. Second one is maximum boiling azeotroph. Such azeotrophs are formed by those liquid mixtures which show negative deviation from ideality. Which show negative deviation from ideality. These are such non-ideal solutions. Non-ideal solutions. Here the AB interaction, that is solute-solvent interaction, is strong as compared to solvent-solvent interaction and solute-solute interaction. That's why we have to boil it at high temperature and its vapor pressure that get decreased and we get the negative deviation from ideal condition. Due to increase in temperature, we have to give maximum energy and we have to boil it maximum. That's why they are called maximum boiling azeotrophs. For example, we are having HNO3 plus water. It will be azeotrophic mixture or azeotroph. Here the composition will be 68%. The composition is fixed, that is 68%. In this case, HNO3 and water composition is 68%. Here the ethyl alcohol composition is 96.4%. And as per the boiling point is concerned, the boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin. Here HNO3 has 359 Kelvin. And when we look at the azeotrophic mixture boiling point, it has a definite boiling point, that is approx 393.5 Kelvin. this temperature, this boiling temperature is more than water and HNO3. That's why they are called maximum boiling azeotrophs. So this is about the azeotrophic mixture. Now let's shift to the next topic, that is colligative property. Today we are going to start with the next concept, that is colligative properties. Now the question arises, what are colligative properties? Colligative properties. Colligative properties. Colligative properties are those properties which depends on the number of moles of solute or number of solute, or which depend on the molar concentration of solute. Such properties do not depend on the nature of solute. So colligative properties are those properties which depends on number of solute particles or depends on number of moles of solute or depends on molar concentration of solute, but they do not depend on the nature of solute. Any type of solute may be taken, but the colligative property only depends on the number of solute or their moles or their molar concentration. So these are called colligative properties. In this chapter, we have to concern about different types of colligative properties. We have to study 4 types of colligative properties one by one. Among those, the first one is relative lowering in vapor pressure. The next colligative property will be elevation in boiling point. Third one will be the depression in freezing point, and the next will be the osmotic pressure. All these properties will be concerned for the solutions. Let's take them one by one. Today we are going to start the first colligative property, that is relative lowering in vapor pressure. Relative lowering in vapor pressure. Lowering means decrease in vapor pressure. In case of Raoult's law, we had studied that when we use simple solvent, all the molecules of solvent, they are present at the surface and they have tendency to escape in the vapor state and will exert the pressure. It means all the molecules can take part. But in case of solution having non-volatile solute, only the solvent molecules will take part in the vapor formation, but the non-volatile solute which occupy the upper space do not take part. That's why the solution having non-volatile solute exerts less vapor pressure, and the vapor pressure that will be decreased, that will be lowered in case of solution having non-volatile solute. So let's study it again. Suppose we are having a beaker. It has solvent such as water. It has solvent, pure solvent, and the solvent particles are shown by these holes. They will move in the vapor state. When they move, they again come in equilibrium with the water and they will exert pressure. This is the case of pure solvent. Here the pressure depends. This is Pa and will be equals to P naught A pi I. But in second case, suppose we are having a different container which have solution with non-volatile solute. Here the solvent molecules are shown by these holes and these are the solute molecules. Only the solvent molecule will form vapor and they will exert pressure over the surface of liquid. But the vapor pressure get decreased because some of the space has been occupied by the non-volatile solute which do not go in the vapor state. That's why in this case, in solution, the partial vapor pressure of the solution will only be depend on partial vapor pressure of solvent. It will not depend on partial vapor pressure of solute because it is non-volatile in nature. And it is equals to P naught A pi I. So finally, PS will be equals to P naught A pi I. This term we have got from the Rod's law containing non-volatile solute. And if we want to solve it, PS denoted by PS divided by P naught A will be equals to this term chi A. As chi A is the mole fraction, will be equals to number of moles of A by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. So putting the value of chi A here, we get PS by P naught A. This will be equals to number of moles of A by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B. Subtracting from 1. So 1 minus PS by P naught A will be equals to 1 minus NA by NA plus NB. From here we got P naught A minus PS by P naught A will be equals to, by taking LCM, NA plus NB minus NA divided by NA plus NB. NA, this is positive, this is negative, gets cancels out, and we got this formula P naught A minus PS divided by P naught A, this will be equals to NB by NA plus NB. From here we look one thing, that if in solution the solution is assuming to be dilute, when the solution is dilute, number of moles of solute are very less as compared to number of moles of solvent in solution only. So can be neglected. Then this NB can be neglected in the solution, and we got P naught A minus PS by P naught A will be equals to NB by NA. As number of moles of solute will be equals to WB by MB, number of moles of solvent will be equals to WA by MA. By putting these values here in this equation, we get P naught A minus PS by P naught A will be equals to WB by MB into WA divided by MA. So this will be the formula used for the numerical problems, numerical solutions for this colligative property, and this will be applied only for dilute solutions. Only for dilute solutions. Here this term P naught A minus PS, P naught A minus PS will be equals to lowering in vapor pressure, lowering in vapor pressure. This term P naught A minus PS by P naught A will be relative lowering in vapor pressure. Relative lowering in vapor pressure. So to solve the problems of colligative property, relative lowering of vapor pressure, we can apply this particular formula. But the question arises that this is applied for dilute solutions only. What we have to use for concentrated solutions? So we have to find out another way which can be used for any type of solutions. So let's find out such formula which can be applied for any type of solutions, either dilute or concentrated. Here we look this particular formula. We have P naught A minus PS divided by P naught A, that is equals to NB by NA plus NB. Taking reciprocal of this particular formula, taking reciprocal, we get P naught A divided by P naught A minus PS will be equals to NB by NA plus NB. This formula can be like this. This part will also get reciprocal, and we get P naught A divided by P naught A minus PS will be equals to NA plus NB divided by NB. This formula can be written as NA by NB plus 1, and this will be P naught A divided by P naught A minus PS. This can be rearranged by this way. This plus 1 comes to this side with minus sign. This will be equals to NA by NB. So by taking LCM, we got P naught A minus P naught A plus PS divided by P naught A minus PS will be equals to NA by NB. We cancel out P naught A, and we got PS divided by P naught A minus PS will be equals to NA by NB. Again, taking reciprocal of this equation, we got P naught A minus PS by PS. This will be equals to NB by NA, or P naught A minus PS by PS. This will be equals to NB will be WB by MB, NA will be WA by MA. So we got another formula. This can be applied for both type of solutions, either concentrated solution or dilute solution. It means for any type of solution we can apply this particular formula, where P naught A minus PS, as shown earlier, it is lowering vapor pressure. P naught A minus PS by PS, again this term, P naught A minus PS by PS, either this or this may be relative lowering vapor pressure. But this formula has difference only of this denominator term, either P naught A or PS. If at denominator PS is used, it will be applied for both type of solutions, and if it is P naught A, it is only for dilute solutions. So finally, from this part, we got two formula for the solution of numerical problem, and these are shown here. P naught A minus PS by PS will be equals to WB by MB into WA by MA. This formula is generally used for any type of solutions. So let's solve some numericals on the basis of this colligative property. How we have to make a temptation of such questions. Let's take one example. So let's take an example. We are having NCERT solved example 2.6. Solved example number 2.6. The vapor pressure of benzene. The vapor pressure of benzene at certain temperature is 0.850 bar. It is given. Bar is the unit of pressure. In question it is given a non-volatile, non-electrolyte solid weighing 0.5 gram when added to 39 gram of benzene. Molar mass is given. Molar mass of benzene is 78 gram per mole. Vapor pressure of solution, it is given. Vapor pressure of solution then is, it is 0.845 bar. What is the molar mass of the solid substance? What is the molar mass of solid substance? So let's check the question again to write down the given parts. What are the given conditions? The vapor pressure, first thing, vapor pressure of benzene only, it is this much. It means we are having the vapor pressure of benzene only when it is not added or anything is not added. It is the solvent. So vapor pressure of pure solvent, P naught A, this is equals to 0.850 bar. This is given term. A non-volatile, non-electrolyte solid means solute has been added and its mass is given 0.5 gram. The quantity is WB is given 0.5 gram. When added, it means it is not shown what actual it is. It is not shown which type of non-volatile solute is given. It is added to 39 gram benzene. This is mass of solvent and this is the solvent. It means WA is given 39 gram and the molar mass of A, that is benzene C6H6, it is given 78 gram per mole. Vapor pressure of solution then is this much. When it is added to the benzene, the vapor pressure of solution comes out to be, it means PS 0.845 bar. What is the molar mass of solute we are to find out? It means MB we are to find out. This term we are to find out. So let's start. All other conditions are given. As we have studied, according to Raoult's law, for non-volatile solute, we have just studied the formula P naught A minus PS divided by PS for any type of solution. This will be equals to WB by MB into WA into MB. This was the formula given to us. So let's apply. P naught A must be greater than PS. It is 0.850 bar minus 0.845 bar divided by 0.845 bar. This is relative lowering vapor pressure. Will be equals to WB is given 0.5 gram divided by MB we are to find out. WA it is 39 gram and the solvent given is benzene 78 gram per mole. And finally we find out the answer MB that will be in gram per mole. Gram per mole. Always write a unit along with the answer, because in such type of questions, in such type of numerical solution, the formula has marks. Apply the conditions and finally find the answer along with the unit. There will be step by step marking and you will get benefit of solving the numerical problem like this way, and you can easily solve the numerical problem of the first colligative property, relative lowering vapor pressure. By this we have finished the first colligative property, and in the next module we shall study the other colligative properties, and in the next module we shall study with the elevation in boiling point, then depression in freezing point. Thank you for today. Thank you.